What up, Long Beach? Welcome back to the 562.org. It's Tyler.
And Mike, and this CIF Championship video is brought to you by the fine folks at Naples Rib Company, and all of the 562's track and field and cross-country coverage is sponsored by Bryson.
Welcome to Poor Mark. Sorry, Moore Park High School. It's a long way away from Long Beach. I get the names mixed up, Mike. But we're here for the track and field championships, and let's start it with some girls shot put. Polly Jr., Mai Ricks, putting down a PR of 41.5 to take third place and give Polly 6 early points here in the afternoon.
Figured to be doing a lot of points counting on what figured to be a special day for the Long Beach schools. We go to the girls 4x1. We've got in lanes 3, 4, and 5, Lakewood, Polly, and Wilson to give you a sense of how strong the Moore League was this year. A good, clean start, but Polly having some issues here on the first exchange. Able to make the pass off safely, which is so big because obviously today's a big deal, but you really want to get through to Masters and State. Wilson running an excellent race, Lakewood running well as well, and Polly making up ground going into that second exchange.
Yeah, but the Bruins out in front and really just kind of in cruise control. You know, we expect to see them and Polly kind of going neck and neck, but unfortunately for the Jackrabbits, that tough exchange kind of took them out of it. Wilson with no stress on the anchor, gonna win by nearly 3/10. 10 big points for the Wilson girls from the jump as Polly and Lakewood battle it out. Lower in the standings, Wilson 46-16, Polly in 4th 46-86, Lakewood 7th 47-18.
We go to the boys 4x100. We're going to start in Division 4. This is St. Anthony. This quartet has broken the school record in the 4x1. The third fastest prelims time for the Saints. They were behind Oaks Christian and Sierra Canyon. Alex Cobbs on the second leg for the Saints. The Black Dragon chasing the leaders and making up some ground. St. Anthony basically ran in third for the whole race. This was a very true prelim seeding time for the purple and white.
That was an awesome nickname, Mike.
It's his actual nickname.
I wasn't expecting that to come out. But as you see, as you make up the Sager, you see that Sierra Canyon is way out there, along with Oaks Christian. This is actually going to be a really exciting finish as Oaks Christian comes back on the anchor to win it. St. Anthony going to hold down the third spot, 42-29, the finishing time for St. Anthony. A little bit more from the Saints later in this video.
Also in some exciting races, yes, we now move on to Division 1, Polly in lane 2, Jordan in lane 3. Rivals now in the same CIF division with Jordan moving up from D2 to D1. A DQ for the top seed in lane 5, a tough scene there, but that really opened the door to go get that money, and that's what the Track Rabbits did. A great opening leg here from the Cal signee, Javon Hampton. You would know Jordan Washington making moves for J-Town on
Look
the
at
back
him
stretch.
go, Mike.
The
Wow.
freshman Malachi Dawson holding his own as he's going to get it to Jaden Robinson. A clean pass on the curve. And then that's Jacob Hernandez for Jordan. They're running down that back curve together. But watch this exciting anchor leg. The sophomore Khalif Johnson for Polly gets it pretty even and then is able to just run out and take it. 0.04 of a second was the margin for the Jackrabbits as they win it in a time of 41.64. Rancho Cucamonga 41.68 and Jordan third in 41.88. Yeah, Johnson's fired up. The bulk of that Polly team comes back. Hampton, the only senior among them.
I'm loving the energy from this group, Mike. After they won that race, I mean, go get crazy. They got more races to run. They're not worried about that. They wanted to celebrate that win. Let's go out to the field again. Girls long jump with Wilson's Lauren Webster. Nice showing with a jump of 19.4. She would take second place in this event. 18 points for the Bruins. Now a pair of Jackrabbits in the boys long jump. First up, it is Javon Hampton. His best mark was 28.25, good for 5th place. That's 4 points for Polly's team score. We're tracking some championships here throughout this video.
Yes, and then baby J-Rob, Jaden Robinson, fresh off the 4x1 over the jump hit. All of these Long Beach kids doing multiple events. He would finish behind Hampton in 6th in 20.03. That's going to combine the two of them for 7 points. And we go to the boys 1600 with Cameron Rome from Polly.
Yeah, a little bit of a bumpy start, but at least no one spiked him, so a win is a win, you know? Yeah. We've seen that it can get a little bumpy in this race. Roan got out early and stayed near the front, shoulder to shoulder for the lead at the bell lap. And as we go to the other turn, you can see Roan took the lead with 200 meters left, but that's kind of when the legs got heavy and he started to fade. He would eventually hang on for 6th place. 4:14.62 was the time for Roan.
Not the time he wanted, but he was holding his own, Tyler. We go to the girls' 100 hurdles. 4 Moore League reps in this. That's Wilson's Mania Tidwell in 9. Wilson's Kaylin Edwards, and then Anise Becker and Kennedy Reed from Poly. Edwards running well, fighting for the top spot. She will end up taking silver in 14:31. Reed from Poly in 5th, Tidwell from Wilson in 6th, and Becker from Poly in 7th. Just one of several races where we had 4 Moore League finalists among the 9.
Yeah, here we go in the girls 400. Moore League in 1, 2, and 3. Poly's Jalen Hunter, Wilson's Brooke Blue, and Ajane Lucky right there. And Lucky certainly expected to win this race, and she would dominate it. She won it by 1 1/4 seconds. 53:23 was her time. Her teammate Blue in 4th, 56:02. Hunter was 6th, 57:19. And from one elite runner, we tap in with another Poly junior, Zy Ricks, in this same event, just getting his day started. And another heavy Long Beach contingent, Noah Smith, J. Ron Harris, Ricks, and JT Kramer. And that's a thing of beauty. If you're a Long Beach track fan, filling up the screen, Ricks gonna pull away, but the Moore League sweeps the top 4.
Really great PR time there for Ricks, 46:57. Kramer second, 48:15. Smith, the freshman from Poly, 48:75. And Harris from Wilson, 4th in 49:15. 1, 2, 3, 4, uno, dos, tres, cuatro for Long Beach as they go 1 through 4.
I see you working, boys. High jump. Jermon Sims Jr. ready to go for J-Town. He cleared 6 feet to take 8th. Everyone who competed for J-Town today scored a point. And then on the girls' side, defending CIF champ sophomore Jelaine Wetland for Poly. She cleared 5-4 to place 3rd for the Jackrabbits. Sorry to both of them. I had bad luck. I only filmed misses for them. I promise they cleared the pole and did a great job. I'm sorry I showed up at the wrong time.
Why are you apologizing? They got to clear the hurdle when you're there. That's what I'm saying. Get over the bar. All right. We got great job by both of them. We go to the girls' 100. Not a big team for Lakewood today, but they balled out. That's Jaya Jones well on the inside. She's going to take 3rd in 12 flat. Amaya Rice also running great for the Lancers. She takes 4th in 12:03. And then Ariana Smith for Poly in 6th at 12:08 in a very tight girls 100.
So many athletes competing for Long Beach today. The boys 100 in Division 4, St. Anthony's Dre Johnson in lane 7. But the race is about the guy in the middle of the track with the S on his chest. Johnson runs well in a very fast race, a 10:78 to take 6th. But Roderick Pleasant, a 10:09. Oh my goodness. The fastest high school time in all conditions. Losing's never fun, but sometimes it's pleasant. No shame in losing to that kid, Mike.
No, that's a story you'll be able to tell for a long time. From one superstar to another, Jordan Washington in the Division 1 race, lane 6. Also, Poly's Javon Hampton and Malachi Dawson. But J-Dub won the D2 race last year, moves up a division, and it's still his race. Sets a new CIF Division 1 record with a 10.24. Hampton 8th in 10.69. The freshman Dawson 9th in 10.75.
Now we move to the girls 800. Poly senior Camille Lindsay charged toward the front of the pack in the early going and hung around 3rd in the race for most of the time, but she kind of ran out of gas in that final 200. She ended up taking 8th for the Jackrabbits. Her time, 2:17.76.
All right, more track rabbits in the boys half mile. That's Lamar Kirk Jr. and Cameron Roan. Wilson's Marcel Francis Mitchell also in the race, leading at the bottom of the screen. Worth mentioning, Zy Ricks, one of the top 2 times in the country this year, but not running it as part of a postseason strategy. But the Long Beach guys in it, and down the final stretch, Francis Mitchell trying to hold on, but here comes Kirk. Lamar Kirk Jr., it's a photo finish, but he wins it by 0.02 of a second, 1:54.13. Francis Mitchell 3rd, 1:54.50, and Cameron Roan 5th in 1:54.93. What a race from these Long Beach guys. You see how fired up Kirk and Roan were. Those are huge points for Poly in the boys team race.
Yeah, Wilson sophomore Kaylin Edwards in lane 6 in the girls 300 hurdles. Also Poly's Anise Becker and Kennedy Reed, plus Wilson's Mania Tidwell in this race. Edwards, you remember, already took 2nd in the 100 hurdles and now looking good in the 300. She's got the lead coming out of the curve, and another loaded race with multiple Moore League Long Beach athletes.
For sure. This is why the team race kind of got out of hand so quickly for the Poly boys and the Wilson girls. They're just stacking up multiple scorers in so many of these events. All the Long Beach girls running very well, and in the top 6, that's going to be Edwards wins the gold, 42.52. Poly's Reed 2nd in 42.96. Becker for Poly 3rd in 43.23. And Tidwell for Wilson 5th in 43.58. What a run for the Long Beach girls.
Now to the boys 300 hurdles. Wilson's Ethan Barty in lane 2, walking right there. Jordan's Daryl Stevens in lane 7. Now, Stevens, you'll remember, he's a senior and a veteran of this event. We saw him here last year. Barty is a junior for the Bruins. And J-Town, let's make sure we point out, they are battling for the team, finish as well. They're trying to rack up all the points they can. Stevens hanging in there in the top 3, eventually takes the bronze for J-Town in 38.04, picking up 6 points for his team. Barty going to finish 8th in 39.65.
All right, we need an intermission or something. I'm tired.
For real, it's a lot of talking.
We go to the girls 200. We've got another 4 Moore League athletes here. Polly's J.J. Hunter, Lakewood's Jaya Jones, and Amaya Rice, as well as Wilson's Ajane Lucky. Lucky, once again, requiring no luck, certainly among the favorites, but she was chasing it the whole time with a few girls in front of her. Obviously, southern section so loaded. Thought she might be able to throw on the burners, but holds her position and takes 3rd, finishing in 23.89, and as we mentioned, scoring some great points for the Bruins.
Jones 5th, 24.48. Hunter 6th, 24.76. Rice was 9th for Lakewood, 24.97. Now it's more fun in the boys 200. Zy Ricks for Polly and Jordan Washington for Jordan in the middle of the track. Also Noah Smith and Malachi Dawson out in lanes 8 and 9 for Polly. But J-Dub trying to pull off the sprint double for the 2nd straight year, and he would do that. He's going to win it going away. 20.76 is his time. Ricks in 4th at 21.25. Dawson, a great showing for the freshman, 5th at 21.79. And Smith, also the freshman, 21.93 in 7th. Long Beach continuing to stunt, Mike.
Yeah, all 4 of those guys will be back next year, so we'll see you hopefully somewhere other than Moore Park, but still in the CIF finals. We go to the boys triple jump. J-Town freshman Jamar Andrews, the mark of 44.4 to take 7th and pick up 2 more points for the Panthers.
4.44. Suddenly I want a Frosty. Check in with Milliken's lone representative, junior Jason Parra in the boys 3,200. A little bumpy there at the beginning, but Parra, man, he likes the view from the top, and he would lead basically 90% of this race, getting out in front, getting that clean air. He was briefly overtaken as we get to the bell lap. I wonder why they call it that. Does he have enough in the tank to finish this race? Yeah, he definitely did. Parra outkicks his coverage, checks the rear view, but it's all yours, kid. 8:58.26 to win his 2nd consecutive title in the 3,200. And for the 2nd straight year, Mike, he's making sure that M stands for Milliken. Hell yeah.
Absolutely. We go to the girls 4x4. Wilson in lane 5, Polly in lane 8. 2 of the top teams in the state here. And Wilson sort of taking a victory lap on the team title here. They have already wrapped this thing up. An absolute no-doubter. They've got the lead here on the first pass. Polly not too far back. But the Bruins in both the team standings and in the 4x4 really out in front. Ajane Lucky impatiently waiting for the track to explode on Tyler. She really wants that baton. The lead growing for the Bruins as they look for a state-leading time here, trying to overtake Culver City.
Yeah, Lucky does her thing on a great 3rd leg. Going to pass it to Ishkaret Tirado to finish off the win. Basically just racing the clock. You can see the big lead. Tirado going to close it out strong. You see Polly at this point has slipped back to 3rd. The Bruins would win it with a new state-leading time, 3:43.82. So a great run for the Brew Crew. Polly finishes 3rd, 3:50.79. As Wilson, always nice to win your last race as they wrap up the team title in style.
For sure. We go to the boys 4x4. Jordan battling for 2nd in the team standings. Need some points here to get that. Polly and Wilson really battling each other for bragging rights because, as Tyler mentioned, Polly, just like the Wilson girls, really already wrapped up this team title. They're about 30 points clear of everyone. Wilson really wanted to win this race. Jordan starts off with Daryl Stevens.
Wilson and Polly even at the first exchange there, as Jordan, you can see, making up some ground on the inside, and every point is valuable for them. J-Ron Harris going to pass to Marcel Francis Mitchell with the lead for Wilson as Jordan starts to slip back. MFM maintains that lead, going to hand to JT Kramer on the anchor. His task is to hold off Zy Ricks. Would he be able to do it? Yes, he would.
Not fun trying to hold off Zy Ricks, but Kramer would in fact hold on. Wilson wins it in 3:14.77. Polly 2nd in 3:15.42, Tyler. And that brings Jordan in. Jordan Washington bringing him in 6th. 3:24.93, meaningful result there. More on that later. Wilson fired up about ending the day with a dub, so that was light work. And Polly still feeling good about that team gold, putting the gold in green and gold. And J-Town getting some help from a Great Oak DQ. they stepped out of their lane. So Jordan's still in it for second place, and it's time to pass out some hardware, Tyler.
Some of those are coming back with us to Long Beach, baby. Crystal Irving is going to accept the girls' silver, but she will be back for more hardware. The D1 gold for the girls going to Wilson. Head coach Neil Nelson accepts the first girls title for Wilson girls track since 2006 as the Bruins put up 74 points. And for the boys, Long Beach Poly bringing home gold. That is CIF title number 128 for the Jackrabbits as they scored 70 team points. Coach Crystal Irving going to raise up that gold. Not her first time doing that.
No, for sure. And after a delay waiting on the pole vault, Jordan is awarded the CIF runner-up plaque. Head coach Sherrod Moore, all smiles. We won't tell you what that joke was about. The team moved up in division, but for the second straight year, they're bringing home some hardware back to the north. Another amazing year for Long Beach track, and we ain't done yet. We just said we'll take all those plaques, move on to Masters, get up to state, and we'll take home some more plaques after that, Tyler.
And we will see you in Fresno for the state finals. You want all that coverage, you got to stay tapped in right here to 562.org, your home for Long Beach sports.